What is going on, guys? Jamie here, and today we have the New Year's Eve game against Nottingham Forest here at St James's Park. I hope you're feeling festive. I hope the season has treated you well, although we are technically in the middle of July. Some of those eagle-eyed viewers will already seen. Form recently has been crap. As you can see, after our last game together against Blackburn, a 0-0 draw against Nottingham Forest 4 weeks ago, a very dull game. Another 0-0 draw against Birmingham, another dull game. And then a 3-1 defeat to 23rd place Wigan. I mean, this was just... I don't want to swear, so I'm not going to. But this is just absolutely awful. We went 1-0 up as well. I thought from that point we were just going to cruise to victory. And then Wigan got an equaliser. Paul Dommett got sent off. And as you can see, 2 goals in 5 minutes in the last 10 minutes finished us off. And I was angry, to say the least. Followed that up with a 1-0 win. Less than convincing against Burton, who are doing pretty well at the moment, it has to be said. About mid-table, Mitrovic getting a win for us there. And then Boxing Day, another 0-0. 3 0-0s in 5 games is not title winning form. So, as you will be able to see, we are second and quite a way off already, Reading. Albeit we've got a game in hand on them, so if we can beat Nottingham Forest today, we'll close that gap down to 3 points. 2 points better off than Huddersfield, but the form needs to improve drastically if we are going to be winning the title as expected. I wanted to have a quick look at the player stats in the league actually. We're about halfway through the season now. I haven't really had a look around and seeing who's doing well and who's doing not. Obviously we can see from the table kind of what we expected really if you look at league positions. Obviously Reading top, they finished 3rd, so that's not too dissimilar. Huddersfield finished 4th, they're 3rd. Wolves maybe the surprise package. Norwich we all expected to do well at the start of the season. Brighton again up there. If you have a look at the teams that aren't doing so well, Rotherham, bless them, on 11 points, 2 wins out of 23. Bristol City struggling, Preston struggling, so Derby probably the most notable strugglers, but not too dissimilar. If you have a look at some of the player stats then, so if we have a look at top scorers, we've got no one in the Newcastle team in the top scorers chart, which is a bit concerning. Naki Wells with 18 goals already in 21 appearances. That's mental. If you have a look at most assists, no Newcastle players in there either. Cavallero and Anthony Knockhart joint on 7 assists. They're both good players. Any other most distance? Hey, we've got 2. That's really 2. That's the stats you want players in. Distance covered over 90 minutes. Unsurprisingly, is our 2 wingers getting up and down, so not really something we can be happy about. Most key tackles, none of our defenders, which is good. Least conceded, you've got to play a minimum of 16 games. No Newcastle keepers in there because I keep swapping them around, which probably isn't helping our form. Most clean sheets, no Newcastle goalkeepers in there. Most tackles, we're seeing quite a common theme here. I don't know how we're doing so well. Most dribbles per match, Christian Atsu, again another stat you want to be holding. Most key passes, surprisingly, Yusuf Hadji with 30. 85% pass completion, 4 assists. 36-year-old leading the way. Best at hitting the target. No Newcastle players in there either. So, we are surprisingly doing quite well. Anyway, if we have a look at today's team, enough of the boring stats. So, just something that interested me. I wanted to see how players were getting on. So, back to a familiar looking lineup. We've got Carl Darlow in goal, a back 4 of DeAndre Yedlin, Chancellor Mbemba, Jamal Lascelles and Ashraf Lazar. In midfield, Matt Ritchie, Isaac Hayden, Jonjo Shelvey and Christian Atsu. And up top today we've gone for Mitrovic and Daryl Murphy. Actually, I just want to show you something that's quite concerning. If we have a look at our strikers, the 4 at the bottom there, look at their last 5 games. 6.56 for 2 of them, 6.5 for Gale. Mitrovic is the only half decent performing striker, 9 goals in 19 games, not too bad a return, but they have not been firing recently and it's showing in our poor performances. There has been quite a bit of interest in our players, as you can see. There's a few wanted. I know Mbemba, I didn't realise he was wanted by all those clubs, bloody hell. He piped up saying he was wanted by Southampton and wanted to leave if they came in, and I said that's fine as long as they meet your valuation. You know, I'm not going to stand in the way of any player going as long as we get the right money for them. You know, even if we had Lionel Messi in the team, how good he obviously he would never go to Newcastle, but I would never stand in the way of selling him. But as long as I got what I felt was value for money, then it's free to go. Might be a bit harder to keep Mbemba if he's wanted by the likes of Man City and PSG. And Shelvey's come to me as well, even though he's club captain, said he wants to go to West Ham if they make a bid. I said again, you can go, that's not a problem, but they have to give us how much we want. Jamal Lascelles said about Southampton as well, but they've lost interest in him. So magically, he said, "Oh, actually, I'm happy to stay." I have been thinking about transfer plans as well for the January upcoming. Obviously, we are a day away from the window opening. I want a new right winger. I feel like I've relied on Richie too much this season, and he's dipped in and out of form. And Jamie Ward being out injured, when he was playing, he didn't play brilliantly. I kind of regret signing him now. I know he was a cheap option, but yeah, I think maybe a new winger, and I'm not too sure other than that. Potentially, maybe try and get some youngsters in. Our chairman actually did up our budget. I think we initially had a budget of around 2 million, and now we have a budget of 11 million. So we've got some money to work with. We could get a quality winger in, maybe spread that money around and get a couple of good players in. But maybe if the strikers aren't performing, we might try and get a striker in who can do some competition for places and spark some form into some people. Anyway, let's get into today's game. Right, for somehow we are magically favourites for today's game. Forest have been struggling, so you can see why. But then again, we have been struggling ourselves, so hopefully we can turn around today. As Murphy picks up the ball on the edge, finds Hayden. That's a good tackle from Tishbola, and Forest can counter. They play it up to Clough, who's got acres of space to work with. He's got men over at the far stick, and he decides to shoot from an impossible angle. I actually have Zach Clough in my Reading team in the first season of Prem. We're doing surprisingly well. We're about the same point as the save. We're mid-table, so not doing too bad. Still sticking with a 4-4-2 even in the Prem. Anyway, Mitrovic, Richie, it's a good save from the keeper. Straight at him. Richie could have potentially done better, but we've got a corner nonetheless. As that man Richie whips the corner in, and it's back out to him. And Lascelles to Hayden, and it's gone wide. A fairly mixed start though, you'd have to say. Looks like we're having more of the chances, but Forest keeping the ball better than we are. So hopefully we can get hold of the ball and break this team down. I didn't realise how low actually Forest were. I've just looked at the table, you can see they're down in 18th. I didn't realise they were struggling that bad. As there are no other highlights and we get to half time then, definitely a disappointing first half. And yeah, the players are motivated, so they should be. We should be romping. Not romping, that's definitely the wrong word. We should definitely be beating the likes of Nottingham Forest. Right, now I go on. Nothing happening. I think I'm going to make a change. Murphy not having the greatest of games, so I'm actually going to bring on Hadji rather than Gale, because Gale is bang out of form. And I feel like Hadji, as we saw, he's got the most key passes in the league, so he can, statistically, he can make something happen. Right, another hour to go. I am going to bring Gale on. Another hour to go? What is that? 20 minutes to go. I am going to bring Gale on. I feel like even though he's bang out of form, he's still the kind of man that can make something happen. So we'll swap him and Hadji around, get Gale into that advanced forward role that he prefers. I was just about to make a sub and there's a highlight. Lascelles up to Gale. Gale into Hadji. Can he make something happen? To Shelvey. He's got a lot to do. Gale, Hadji. He slips in Hayden, and I don't really understand what Isaac Hayden was doing there. Looked like he went for a chip. As time ticks down and last 40 seconds, can we nick a winner? Hadji into Hayden, back to Hadji again. Shelvey, can we make something happen? No, we can't. Please don't let us get counted. Lord Benter's on the ball, so we should be fine. Great tackle from Lascelles. Up to Hadji, collects. Come on. Oh, that is an awful ball. And it looks like then this is going to fizzle out into nothingness. Another ball 0-0 draw. That's 4 in 6 games. That is not a title winning form. We only decreased Reading's lead by a point, so we're now 5 points behind. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I very much apologise, because that viewing is just not what you want at all. But I'm not going to save and reload. I'm not that kind of guy. We're going to have to take it. I'm sorry that I picked this game as a live com, but yeah, we should have won that match. There's no ends about it. So yeah, look at those draws. That is what's killing us this season. 10 draws compared to the teams around us. If we can convert these draws into wins, we'd be so much better off. But as it is, still a 3 point gap over Huddersfield. I haven't yet decided what kind of episode I'm going to do for January. You will find out next time out, as that's when we're going to be joining each other. We have been drawn away at Bournemouth in the FA Cup in the third round. I don't know if I'm going to show that, only because it's only in a couple games' time. But likeness is, in this form, we'll get beat. I don't really want to show us getting beat in live com. Plus, like I said, I haven't really chosen how I'm going to do it, whether I'm going to split it out, just do it like a normal episode, or focus mainly on transfers, So I will decide that, and you guys will see that very soon. If you have enjoyed today's episode, pop a like on there for me. If you're new, subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. And thank you very much for watching.